Welcome to Pagan Crafting. I'm your host, Cara, and I'm very excited because I'm preparing my new Nature Grimoire today with you. We're going to look at an introduction to a 27-page PDF downloadable, my friends. We're going to coffee dye some cardstock paper. We're going to enjoy some original drawings, some poetry, some book blessings. We're going to get into it today. We're also going to look at some super easy to sew removable signatures. We're going to hand sew these. It's going to be that easy. So join me today as we start your journey on your new Nature Grimoire. So what I'm doing here first is I'm printing out the 27-page PDF download on cardstock heavyweight paper. I do this before dyeing the paper so it creates a nice print. Some people will dye the paper first and then try to feed it through their printer, but the paper's too rigid and it won't feed through as properly. So what I like to do is dye it with coffee, herbs, crystals, infuse it, resins, essential oils, you name it, throw it in it, enchant your paper. I'll throw up here in the top right hand corner how you can do that yourself. So what I like to do is I like to lay out all my paperwork on a black sheet on the floor so it dries flat. The sheets will dry so flat, it's amazing. You could also use the alternative. You could use a black cat, preferably a black cat, so no coffee stains to be left behind. They're quite helpful. A little cool transition. Woo! Now, a word from our sponsor, and that sponsor is me. Yeah! Okay, so what we're going to rock in here today is the 27 pages. I was hoping for at least 20 and I got 27. This is so you can pick your own font for the front cover as well as the first grimoire spread I'm going to be doing with you. Here are also some examples when we do our book blessing, which one you can choose. I might go with this one or the bottom one. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm feeling one of those too. This is a poem, my Nature Grimoire book blessing that I wrote for you. You can put that in the front of your book if you'd like. As above, so below, my friend. That's right. So I drew a tree with roots. As above, so below. So we're going to add that to the front of the book. We have two examples of sigils. I'm going to show you how I came to these two sigils. One I drew on a leaf and one on a wreath. I also shrunk it down and gave you three different examples. I left one blank so you can rock in your own sigil. Maybe just use a pentacle or a smaller version of my book blessing sigil. Now next up here we have 4 pages of 40 Nature Grimoire art journaling prompts. We're going to rock these in a video and I'm going to introduce you those in a video as well. These are so cool and I challenge you because I bet you haven't done a few of these. They're going to be so exciting once I share them with you. We're also going to be doing another spread with the Ogam alphabet and bringing in some factors, some tree factors, some ancient druidity. We're going to have a really beautiful spread there. Now we're getting into some nature clip art for you. Some feathers, some different types of Canadian leaves that you'll find around Canada. Different types of mushrooms. Some are whimsical, some are accurate, but most of all, they were just happy to draw. Happy little mushrooms right here. Yes, indeed. We got some cute little critters. We're going to be adding those throughout our Nature Grimoire wherever we feel. And we have kind of like some insects and bugs section. These little guys, when I used to tattoo, I'm telling you, I have made a lot of money off those little dragonflies. And those little butterflies, a lot of lovely little ladies got those little pieces done. These whimsical little pieces, we're just going to use them to decorate throughout the book too. Now here what I've done, let's see here, where is it? One moment. There it is. Here's my first drawings that I did of some curlicues with ivy leaves. Now I thought it'd be cool because I kind of want them in the corner of books, so I thought I'd shrink them down and double them up. Some of them look like either an upper back tattoo piece or a lower sexy little piece back there. Those are going to be bringing into the corner of the pages. Now one of my favorite ones is this mushroom piece. I recently just added it. I just didn't think this book was done. This series was done, and then I added 3 more pages. One was the curlicues, one is the mushrooms, and the other are these oak leaves. I love oak leaves. The strength, they're amazing. And I think that would look really cool in a cluster and a collage and some corner work of some grimoire spreads. Here's some bookmarks and some inserts that you can write notes on the back. You can make ephemera out of it. You can even create some bookmarks as friendship things, whatever you'd like to give away. And a repeat from one of our last series because a lot of people like these. So bringing all these in together, we are going to create a beautiful new Nature Grimoire, and we have many more downloads for me to introduce to come. Bam! This, my friend, is, it's a little bit thick. This is 11 by 17 inch paper. It's like super heavy weight. It is 100-pound cover cardstock. It came in a 50 pack. So you can imagine it was a little pricier. But my last Grimoire With Me series, I used a drawing book that I got from Michael's craft store. And sometimes I had to double up, not sometimes, I had to double up each page and rip out pages when they were getting too bulked up. So this way I'm going to create my own signatures that I can remove, I can untie, I can bring with me, I could bring them with me into the forest if I wanted to. And most of all, that I really missed being able to do, which I like doing with my art journaling, is I love sewing the pages with my sewing machine. And I couldn't do that on my last Grimoire With Me series. So this gives me the opportunity to be able to work with that. And once I'm done, I have 4 signatures I've made here. And this will give me some really nice spreads. And these are open up to, again, you could use an 11 by 17 on both pages or just one and rock it through however you dig. So next, what we're going to do here is we're going to make a template. I just grabbed some colored cardstock. You can use whatever you'd like. I thought I'd just grab a little color so you can see a little easier for this video. So what we're going to do first is we're going to trim off the excess. We're going to make this exactly the length of the page. And go ahead and cut that out. Now that you got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to locate approximately, I think I did a 2 inches or an inch and a half, that's correct, an inch and a half from each side. And then what I did is I measured from one end to the other to find the exact center. And I would like to have 5 holes. So now I need to do the exact center of the first 2 marks. and repeat on the other side. Now I'm going to grab a permanent marker here so you could see a lot easier from your view. And what we're going to do in each signature, we're going to mark a little circle. Now, before we pierce through that, may I suggest only going through 1 or 2 pages at a time? I was excited and overzealous, and I didn't realize how really heavy this paper was, because when I've used cardstock before, I could use 5 sheets and blow through them, no worries. But this Super Duty covered cardstock kind of tore a little bit on the other side. So may I suggest 1 to 2 at a time if you go with the same cardstock. If you wish to use the same cardstock paper that I'm using, comment down below for me and I will send you the Amazon link that I found that I use, that I ordered from. I'm not sponsored, but I just would love if I did a lot of research on paper and as well as getting a good deal. So I don't mind passing that on if you're so inclined or interested. So now I have my nice little pokey device and I am firing through all those 4 signatures. Now what I have here is upholstery needles. I'm grabbing a larger one here. I'm just finding the longest one. Now some of these are sale, kind of upholstery for sale, and they kind of feather out, fan out at the end. We don't want that because it opens up the hole too big. I'm going to be using some embroidery floss for mine. You could use cording, book sewing cording, or whatever you'd like. Searching through my different colors of floss, I'm looking for shades of green. I like the different color change of this floss here. I would like the green for growth and forest and leaves. This darker green with the forest greens may work really nice with the light apple greens. Maybe if I don't have enough, I can bring in some deep pine forest green with this, or just some straight up apples. Oh, I found some more. So that is all I can find. I have one more darker. I think I'm gonna stick with the ones that change color. I hope I have enough. So now that we've poked our holes in all our signatures, we're going to do a super easy sewing method. Let's get our floss ready first. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 lengths of the paper. Oh, I licked the end. Yeah, man. First try. Heck yeah. Didn't even have my glasses on. Okay, so you want a nice little tail end running. So first we're going to start in the middle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, 5. 1. So starting off in hole 1, and we're going to go always from the middle, and we're going to work our way to the top, to the bottom, back to the middle. So you want to leave a little tail inside, and you can take a little piece of heat tape or painter's tape to hold that down so it doesn't leave any glue behind. Go up into the second hole now. We're going to go through all the pages once again. And we're going to go up to the top next. And now it's starting to form its pattern. Going back in from behind into hole number 2. We were just in hole number 3. Back into the center hole, hole number 1. Don't forget to hold down that little tail, because we're going to use that to tie a little bow later. Going into number 3 now. Oh, that'd be number 4. Now we're going to 5. My bad. And now that we're coming back, we're going to go back into the same hole, coming through. Now this one, we're simply going to loop, tighten her up here, underneath the top string as we hook it on the book. Loop it in, and now you're going to tie yourself a double knot. Left over right, right over left. Good Boy Scout little Girl Guides knot. And just tie a bow after that. Or you can completely snip it off as close to the paper as you want, but not to, you won't lose your knot. I like to have the bow on it. I'll work with it later if I'll decide when I work on that spread if I'll keep the bow or I'll just work that out. Well, there you have it. We have finished off our signatures. We have introduced to the 27-page PDF download for the Nature Grimoire series. Kicking off with preparing your grimoire for removable signatures and dyeing your pages. Have yourself an absolutely magical day. And thanks for hanging out with me.